On your way to the office, a message comes in from your boss. Can you grab them a coffee? They pay you back in a different app. You go to another app to place an order for pickup, and your mobile wallet needs to be updated. Okay, there. Now, coffee, which took 4 apps to accomplish. But in China, it takes just one, WeChat, a super app.
You just don't have to futz around with your phone, remembering different passwords, opening and closing different apps. It just makes it easy.
So why isn't there a super app in the US?
My idea would be like, how about if we just copy WeChat?
Though some apps have multiple functions, creating a super app in the US is the holy grail for some tech CEOs, and for good reason. Take another look at WeChat. The app launched in 2011 as a social media and messaging service. By the next year, it added a PayPal-like payment option. And in the following years, it would integrate a slew of other features, including games, shopping, food delivery, healthcare, and mini apps.
It really sort of does everything. In some ways, it's a stand-in for the internet itself.
And users liked it. By 2022, WeChat had 1.3 billion active users and helped its parent company bring in a revenue of about $81 billion.
The beauty of a super app is that you're able to move seamlessly between different functions, share information and data between the different parts of that super app. That's what makes it work.
And that data is the big draw for companies. Let's look back at the apps you used to make that coffee order again. Apps in the US are largely restricted from tracking you across your phone, so each company is only collecting data while their app is open. But with WeChat, you don't have to leave it to make that order or message your boss or even post a photo of that coffee on social media. That one company gets your data for all of it.
Having a better understanding of what people are purchasing, when they're purchasing those things, that becomes invaluable for a business, or if you're a government for, tax purposes.
That's one of the reasons why companies from multiple industries in the US have made attempts at creating a super app. But their growth has been slowed by several things. A super app in the US would have to contend against thousands of other apps. And changing consumer behavior can be difficult.
We're not really used to using one app for everything. And that's why when companies like Facebook in the past have tried to launch singular apps that do more than one thing at a time, consumers have largely rejected them.
Facebook Messenger said it would simplify its app back in 2018 after adding features like games. Its head at the time said that the app had become too cluttered. Another key issue is incorporating a payment system. Take Snap, for example. Its payment system, SnapCash, shut down after 4 years, while apps like Venmo and Zelle were growing.
If you can integrate that payment system into a super app, it just makes that app much more sticky. But it also means, in most cases, that you can control the transaction costs. Maybe you're making a better margin in the transaction. And as your user base grows, you start to scale.
But integrating that payment system is a big lift in the US.
A lot of tech companies aren't also a financial services company right out of the box. It's complicated. There's regulations involved. There's different international rules and things like that.
Facebook's attempt at integrating a crypto payment system failed in part because lawmakers and regulators were concerned about payments being used for illicit activity. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has cracked down on big tech platforms using payment systems in recent years. And data privacy can also become a concern for consumers and lawmakers.
Right now, a lot of people distrust the big tech companies, and the idea of a single tech company like a Meta or an Amazon or a Google offering us an app that really houses so many different things, from online payments to bill management to health records, it is kind of scary to people.
And that becomes an issue for companies.
I don't think at this point technology companies are interested in making it look like they are consolidating their control over our digital lives any more than they already have. I mean, that would just invite regulatory scrutiny.
Some experts and analysts think the future for super apps in the US may look different than WeChat.
I think the path forward for the super app concept in the United States has more to do with verticals than sort of a one ring to rule them all.
So, for example, a single healthcare app might house your medical information, as well as features for making appointments and payments.
The first champion that emerges and creates a seamless, frictionless, super app-like program that allowed doctors to plug in their data, electronic health record stuff. I think that is going to be a huge, huge game changer, a massive disruptor.